Hey guys, I'm Matt and today we've got something very special for you. We're going to be taking a look into a new jacket from Enginehawk. This is the 916.
This Ducati 916 is a perfect example. It was bred to the track, then set loose on the street. So grab the reins and hold on tight. It's a wild ride.
So we took the name 916 from the Ducati engine, famous displacement, and it's taken a lot of inspiration from the Italian heritage really. This is a very smooth, badass, form-fitted jacket which gives you an epic aesthetic, but it's super premium and is great with the protection ratings. So I'm gonna pass you over to James. James is our head of apparel. He does all the designs, he's freaking awesome. And why don't you run us through the jacket?
I'm the frock designer.
The frock designer.
But yeah, when we were looking at the range, because this range we were doing as an urban range that you can transition from the bike. You're protected on the bike, you've got the functionality, but then you also look good when you get off and you can go from the bike straight into the club. So who better does that than the Italians?
Hell yeah.
A bit of style. So when we were looking at the range, it was like, right, we've got the sporty look, we've got the vintage and the retro look, but we need something that's sleek, simple, and looks like it's got that fine Italian sort of tailor into it. Taking off anything that isn't required, but keeping everything that makes it look sick. So, with this, we tried to strip back the styling. We've only got the top stitching, so there's 5mm top stitching here, across the body and across the armholes, the top of the armholes. Helps to keep the leather taut and in place in the areas that it needs it and gives it that extra support. With the body, this was a bit of a taboo with the manufacturing and that we kept the seams clean, that we hadn't put the reinforcement in there.
Because that makes it extremely hard for them to actually manufacture, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
It's a premium way of doing it.
Absolutely, because they can't hide behind any mistakes or any puckering or anything like that. So they have to take that much more care to do it. And in fairness, Guido had their reservations, but talked it through and actually trialed some stuff. And they're going, no, get you, understand what you need.
Wow.
So yeah, if you just, look, we kept it clean there. We've broken up the top shoulder just to give you a strong profile as well. But keeping it super clean and putting the pockets inserted into the seam. And what we've got here is body panel seams rather than you just straight underarm seams. So usually you get an underarm seam coming right down here and right down the body, and a lot of the time that's just done for you get better cost efficiency in your production and all that, but it doesn't look flattering. No. So they also put shape into it, but we've managed to put all the waist and the chest shaping into these side panels. So I'm really pleased with that.
It looks beautiful. And this material is fantastic as well, isn't it? This is an abrasion CE rated material itself,
yeah.
Just on these side panels.
It's also stretchy as well.
So
you've got the stretch in it for comfort as well, but you've got the high abrasion resistance, so we've got AAA for tear and abrasion resistant on the fabric.
Which is literally the highest you can go, and you know, we all know these jackets are badass, they look insane, but the main thing that we've tried to focus on is really
delivering that protection ultimately.
100%. The engineering, you know, how safe are these jackets, and you know, we made them as safe as possible.
We've got the zip guards there, so when the pockets are done up, we call them garages because you park the zip pull into it. Yeah, so that gives it a bit of storm resistance then. And then just keeping on the profile lines, you can see on the back how it gives you the taper. So the contrast between the matte finish of the textile versus the natural skin look is that gives you that slimming profile. And the skin is super smooth. We've chosen it because it just looks luxurious.
It just looks awesome. The way that it like catches the light and the way it feels so smooth and premium. It is just a premium leather.
It's a lovely cow Dutch leather.
Mm-hmm. And that's the name of this one, right? Cow Dutch.
Yeah, cow Dutch.
Yeah. This is cow Dutch leather, super expensive. But again, all the stuff that we've been using, we haven't just done it for looks. We've made sure it looks great, but first and foremost, we're always thinking about the safety of the rider. We want to save lives on and off the bike and make gear that kicks ass. That's the mission of the company. So
And in fairness to Kido, we were telling them what the purpose is of the brand to get that off the bike sort of look, but making sure we don't use any fabrics that are questionable. And they've been awesome on that. Now with the front, we've got the exposed zip. It's a gauge 8 zip. These are substitute pullers at the moment. You will get some beautifully branded ones. We've got a two-way zip, so if you get on the bike and you're feeling it starting to ride up a bit, just take the pressure off there.
Open that up.
If you're wearing it in the car, absolutely, just slip that up as well.
This is so comfortable. I actually never used two-way zips before you put them on the jackets. I wouldn't now buy a jacket without it because it's just so much better. Like you literally just, like you're saying, you sit in the car, you just sit at your desk or something, come off the bike, and you just go like that straight away. And now that I'm on a bike, I never realised how uncomfortable it was when you were just kind of like, you know what I mean? You got all that fabric rolling out.
And it's such a simple solution.
Yeah, it is. It's brilliant.
So the pockets, obviously a zip pockets, but again, ventilation is important when you're biking, actually.
100%.
And if you stop and you need the coffee, you're in the busy club, dancing away, pulling some shapes. You can, if you haven't got your jacket undone, you can leave these pockets open and you've got the AirTecs in here.
Love that.
Now you might say, well hang on a minute, I've got no storage that's safe. Well, you've actually got store pockets, Velcro closed store pockets there.
Love that.
Are big enough. You can see I can get my whole hand in. And I've got 2 phones here, just borrowing your phone, right? There you go. You can stick them in and Velcro it up.
Job done. Jobs are good and Bob's you out.
So, because this is ATEX as well, that also ventilates straight through. And another little pocket you might be interested in is the internal zip chest pocket as well. And put it in there and you can see the profile of it, it comes down to there. So you've got plenty of room for the internal pocket as well.
And that's really what you need when you're on a bike. You want that functionality because you don't. It's not like in a car. You can't just throw everything in the back seat. You need great storage facilities in these jackets.
Some of you might have questioned actually, is about with the exposed zips, you might get the draft coming through. But because we've put the zip guards in storm guard form in a ballistic nylon, that guards that blast coming through there. You've also got that on the zips as well. So those are actually faced in leather before you get the AirTecs.
Amazing.
So it'll help keep the shape, it'll help keep the longevity of the jacket, but it also acts as a wind blocker as well.
Love it.
Got a super clean neckline, no nonsense there, with our beautiful branding on. And it's an X6, like a black onyx sort of finish, but
It almost feels rubberized. It's lush. It's so nice.
smooth, silky smooth, satin
Silky smooth. Yeah, that's it. And I love these logos, gel injected embossed logos. I mean, that is so freaking nice.
Freaking sharp. That.
Yeah, they are so sharp. I can't believe how Kido can get them that legit and crisp. I've never seen embossing like that. It's amazing.
They have done an amazing job on that, on the side and on the back. And a lot of companies will just stamp the embossing, and after a while it gets floppy and stuff like that, where this is all gel, as Matt says, all gel injected. So as you can see, you might be able to see that this has got the back armour in it. This has got central back armour in it. It's also got shoulder and elbow to sea level 1, but it can be changed to level 2. And I'll talk you to the armour now, because I think this is ingenious and it's actually helped us create these jackets that we can have that.
Amazing silhouettes.
Yeah, casual profiles.
Definitely, casual profiles and that. I mean, none of these jackets look like motorcycle jackets, and that's what we've tried to do. I mean, the brand's mission is to help save lives, and obviously we're coming from the background in helmets, where we get actual selfies sent to us from hospital of dudes like, "Thank you, Ruck, you know, helped save my life." And the doctor said that I wouldn't have been here if I wasn't wearing the helmet, and they're so surprised about how it held up. So we fully understand the need for that level of protection. But I think the thing that we've done in Ruck is we've kind of, and this sounds kind of uncool, but I think we've made helmets cool, if you know what I mean. Helmets were purely for function before, but you know, we're making
fun in it, put some personality.
Exactly, yeah, 100%. Like when you ride a bike, you want an identity, and like the riding community has an identity. You know, motorcyclists are motorcyclists.
Yeah, so why should you look like a freaking Power Ranger or something?
Exactly, where you can't move and it's all static and the armour is all chunky and it's all just horrible. It ruins the experience of riding. and why we got into it. So with these jackets, we teamed up with SAS-TEC, an amazing partner from Germany. These guys are phenomenal at what they do, and James really worked hard on these, so you should definitely give him a run through on those armours because they're phenomenal.
Well, these armours they've got a triple flex design, and as you can see, 6mm deep, and if you wanted to do this at level 2, it's only 9mm thick, which we'll also be offering, and it's a type size B, so you've got the biggest area coverage as well. But I think the great thing about these is the neutral profile. We've got the flexibility in here, but this, especially as it warms up when you put it on, you can see that it starts to just shape around your limbs as you move in. And it's covered in this tear-resistant fabric as well. So not only is the jacket tear-resistant, but you've got the additional tear resistance in the area. So that's on top of what the standard is required on. And yeah, it just molds.
Yeah, it's crazy that more companies weren't looking at this sort of material, because this passes the same certification as those chunky orange or blue, you know, polystyrene type stuff that just feels horrible and, you know, contours you in a really weird shape. This stuff just molds around you and allows us to get an amazingly awesome silhouette on the jackets, which just makes them casual jackets you can wear any time of the day.
We've got the ergonomics in that sleeve, so the natural bend in your arm, because there's no straight lines on the body.
Oh yeah.
Always a value I learned when I was learning how to pattern cut. But yeah, we've got the natural, almost like a finely tailored suit. The elbow patches in there, when you put it on, you probably feel them, but then as you wear it, it just warms up to your body. But they do actually keep the flexibility in the cold as well.
Yeah, it's one of the great things about SAS-TEC, isn't it? They perform great at heat and at cold temperatures. I mean, if you look at this now, look how flexible this thing is. This is the shoulder pad. You can literally just continue to fold this bad boy in half. Unreal.
And the great thing is with these armours, you've got the two sides. Now, the manufacturers recommend that you wear with the tear resistance away from the body. And this is closer because you get airflow through the triple flex as you're moving around. But if you find it more comfortable, if you want to try turning it around, you've got the same level of protection. It's just that the tear resistance is on the inside, not the outside. But some people find it more comfortable wearing this side away from the body. So going back to the garment, another safety element is, and we wanted to keep a clean look of this and not make it look like it's got a nice jacket but it's functional, is these cuffs, these neoprene cuffs, lend to the reason you can wear them over the cuff because it's stretchy enough, over the glove or under the glove. And then we've also got the hidden thumb loops underneath. So, and the reason for doing that as well, it keeps the airflow, protects the airflow, but also if you do end up skidding or anything, it holds it in place and stops the jacket dragging up. Right, inside, so these ones, so we've got the AirTex, we've gone for the big holes in it, again, because we want to maintain that, maximise breathability and comfort on that. And then through the back, we've got this lovely high build Enginehawk branding, which is housing the back armour.
I see some cool branding there as well.
Naturally, it's the way we roll.
Looks mean.
And we've got a little bit there as well.
Love that. This jacket is just so, as with all our range I suppose, so this jacket is just loaded with details. James is a sucker for the details.
I won't have it any other way.
100%.
So you can see we've got the SAS-TEC. Oh, there's your phone. We've got the D-loops here because this is compatible with our...
Thermo bomber or thermo vest?
Yes, depends if you want sleeves or not. But though, we'll talk about those again. And they zip in, so you've got the D-liner zip already loaded on these jackets as you want. The sleeves, however, have got a different fabric in, and the reason for this is there's always, even with the AirTex, when you're putting your arm in, sometimes it just grips, and when you're pulling it out, it turns the jacket inside out. So I've done a really sleek lining in there without compromising the tear resistance and abrasion.
Yeah, that's amazing, because that material is C approved itself.
Absolutely.
So it's just an extra layer. Obviously you've got the leather on the outside, you've got the abrasion resistant inner material there too, but then when, you know, actually the liner itself is abrasion resistant, so double whammy, triple whammy.
And it still looks sexy.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
And then you've just got the Velcro pockets, which is easy to take out the armours as well. And if you want to choose to upgrade to level 2, they'll fit in these pockets just the same.
Phenomenal.
Nice.
And wax back on here then. So yeah, that is the brand new 916. I hope you guys love it as much as we do. We've had an absolute blast making all these jackets. It's been incredible. The support from you guys has been amazing. The rock community and the now Enginehawk community is just the best in the world. And April 27th, go get one.